to go over the number one thing you could do if your B2B services company is not at the revenue number you want to be at. So in the past 18 months, I've worked with about 60, 70 businesses, all in the B2B spaces, consultants, agencies, coaches, anything in that, service providers like video agencies and things like that. If you're in that camp and you're not at the revenue number you want to be at, there's really one thing I think you need to focus on. And that one thing is you need to focus on a customer getting strategy. You need to focus on having a predictable way to bring in new business. Now, if this is not your first AJ video, you've probably heard this before, but I can't stress it enough because the amount of times I see businesses who are like, I'm not at the revenue number I need to grow at. I need to like 1.5, I need to double, I need to triple where I'm at if I want this to be something sustainable, but they're focused on a bunch of like irrelevant activities. I strongly advise that you stay focused on things that are driving sales and things that are maybe improving marketing. And so what are some of those things that you can do so that you can hit the revenue number, right? So the one thing is what we would call business development or direct outreach. Are you reaching out to people and inquiring about your services? Now, this is much easier to do if you have a tangible good that you sell. Some people who sell like life coaching and stuff like that have a harder time. No shade to life coaching, but that's a little bit more esoteric, right? People are going to have a hard time connecting what you do to direct value, unless, of course, you're like a finance coach or something like that, right? So that's the first thing, is start like doing some outreach for your business. The second thing is start improving your sales and tracking them. So, right, like how many sales meetings did you bring in the last week or the last month? How many of them converted? How many of them said no? Why did they say no? Why did people say yes? What can you do to get more yeses? Is your conversion not where it needs to be? Do you need sales coaching? Do you need just more volume of sales opportunities, right? So paying attention to those sales and really dialing that in. I know that that's not the funnest thing to do in the world, but if you want your revenue to increase, you have to sell more stuff. So you have to improve your sales. And how are you going to improve your sales is by getting more of those opportunities. And then the last thing is, if you're not at the revenue number you want, focus on marketing activities that drive revenue. So an example might be creating like video content, thought leadership content similar to this, right? Where you're educating your prospective client. Another thing you can do is post, right? Written posts about it if you're not somebody who's doing that. Another thing you can do is just tell people you offer this, share success stories, share case studies. But you need to do things that are directly related to sales. Like you can do things like blogging and stuff like that if you want. But blogging is kind of a long game. And if you're not at the revenue you want today and you want that change today, do things that affect it today. Focus on longer term things like SEO in the future. That's just been my experience. I haven't seen a lot of people who start with SEO who like blow up. Of course, there are exceptions that make the rule. But yeah, if there's one thing you take from this, if you're not the revenue number you want, stop like messing around and like doing the same shit you've always done, expecting things to change, and start focusing on sales and marketing activities. I hope this video has been helpful for you. If it's not, let me know. I'm sure you will. And I'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye.